you doing?
Cooking us up a pot of mush for breakfast?
We don't have to do that no more nor nothing else. That bonsai fella's fetching over his Japanese women folk.
Yeah, they's gonna take care of him, but that don't mean they's gonna do for us.
Oh, yeah. He told me. They's gonna wait on us hand and foot. Them Japanese men don't have no truck with that women's lib.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, all you got to do is give them orders. See, I've been learning Japanese, so's I'll be ready. Listen to this. Kamikaze, Toyota, Sony, 0.
What does that mean?
Don't smack into my car radio with your airplane.
You reckon you're gonna be saying that a lot?
Well, not a lot, but if I gives them an order right off, they'll respect me. See, Japanese women is trained to respect Japanese men.
But you ain't a Japanese man.
With me speaking her language so good, how's he gonna know?
True.
Oh, gotta learn to eat with these, Uncle Jed.
What is they?
This is what you call chopsticks. The Japanese uses them instead of knives or forks or spoons. Watch, I'll show you.
Don't seem to hold a lot.
It's probably for meat, like them karate chops.
Reckon that's why they call them chopsticks?
More than likely. Boy, I can't wait to sink my teeth into them chicken fried karate chops.
Reckon there's anything like pork chops?
Oh, yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna be eating high on the karate. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Drive Down.
Oh, sit down and have some breakfast.
Oh, no thanks. I'm on my way to pick up the women of Bonsai's household and bring them over.
Well, how is Mr. Bonsai feeling this morning?
Well, he still feels terribly humiliated that Granny defeated him in hand-to-hand combat.
I'm sorry about that.
It was all I could do to get him out of his room. Well, I'll be on my way. Oh, by the way, have you heard from Granny and Ellie?
Not a word. I hope they's comfortable staying in Miss Jane's apartment.
Well, I'd hardly call it an apartment. It's more like a furnished room.
This bed was right nice to sleep on, but it sure does take up a lot of room.
Well, Miss Jane says after you take the bedclothes off, it folds up into a sofa.
No.
That's what she said.
Well, it ain't doing it.
Doing what?
Folding up.
Granny, I think we have to help it.
Let's see. Well, I'll be switched. What'll they think of next?
Oh, Bessie, you got your dress all dirty climbing on that fire escape. Now, let's see your hands. I was afraid of that. Now, let's go get washed up. We'll be having breakfast quick as Miss Jane gets back.
I declare you could sleep 6 on this thing crossways.
Granny, Ellie Mae. Well, good morning, Bessie. I hope our landlord doesn't see you.
Morning, Miss Jane.
Oh, good morning, Ellie. Sorry it took so long getting your breakfast.
Your kitchen sure must be a long ways from your bedroom.
About 3 blocks. Where's Granny?
Well, she was here a minute ago. Must have stepped out.
I didn't see her in the hall.
What you want, Bessie?
She's probably hungry. Here's your breakfast, Bessie. I thought they liked bananas.
They do. Bessie's trying to tell us something. What is it, Bessie? I think there's something inside the couch.
Well, let's see.
It's Granny.
Granny, how in the world are you all right?
Of course I'm all right, but don't trust this bed. I laid down on it and it gobbled me up.
I am terribly sorry. You've never done that before. Now, have some coffee and you'll feel better.
By the way, Miss Jane,
Murphy bed.
Oh, I'm sorry you had to go and stay with friends.
No. It's in the wall. Come on, I'll show you. See?
You sleep standing up?
No, it comes all the way down.
I declare I never did see so many clever beds.
Well, we'll need them all when the other girls arrive. Oh, it's Helen. I told her to come up the fire escape. My rent here is based upon occupancy by one person only. Welcome, Helen.
Cheers, everyone. I'll need some help with my luggage.
I'll give you a hand.
Me too.
Bessie, I ain't never seen anything like these city beds. They sure are space savers. I reckon Miss Jane and Helen will share this one. I sure hope it's as comfortable as Ellie's and mine. Ain't bad at all.
Thanks awfully, Ellie.
Yeah, thanks, Ellie.
You're welcome. I thought Granny was here.
She was. Granny?
She ain't here.
Bessie is trying to tell us something again. I wonder.
Miss Jane, if it won't hurt your feelings, I think I'll sleep on the floor tonight.
And here they are, Mr. Clampett, the lovely ladies of Bonsai's household. Enter, flowers of the Orient. This is Mr. Clampett.
Howdy, ladies. Mr. Bonsai, your women folks is here. You speak English?
Amico does.
We have great pleasure to be in the honorable house of Clampett, son.
What'd she call me?
Clampett-san. That's a Japanese title of courtesy.
Yokoso, irashai.
They set great store by bowing, don't they?
Yes, they're extremely polite. Oh, I almost forgot about their luggage.
I'll give you a hand.
Hello, ladies. Me, Jeffro. Uncle Jim, big Hillbilly. But me, international prey boy.
You wear a karate suit.
Sure. I just can't wait to have me a karate chop.
You want a karate chop?
I sure do, and right away.
Please do not ask for karate chop.
But that's what I want, and the sooner the better.
See you later, Mr. Drydale. What are they so excited about?
You are not supposed to do things for them. From now on, they will do everything for you.
Oh. Well, take them upstairs. Tell them to take any room they want. We got plenty empty ones. What's the matter, boy? Did you fall over the rail?
Oh, I asked them girls for a karate chop, and one of them slugged me.
Welcome to Women's Lib headquarters, girls.
Thank you.
Come in. Granny, Ellie Mae, Susie, and Betty.
Hi.
Now, you can hang your clothes in the closet as soon as Helen's through taking a shower in there.
She's taking a shower in the closet?
Well, it's too small to be called a bathroom.
We hang our clothes in the bathroom?
Well, you could also call it the den, the laundry room, the kitchen, and the spare bedroom.
Bedroom?
Yes, we're so crowded here, I'm afraid somebody will have to sleep in the tub tonight.
Miss Hathaway, I can't take my shower. There is a furry animal splashing about in the bathtub.
Oh, don't be alarmed. It's probably just Ellie's chimpanzee.
No, Bess is outside. Must be Frida.
Frida.
She's my possum. She just loves to play in the water.
I didn't know Ellie brought a possum.
Me neither. She must have had it inside her coat. They likes to sleep like that.
Now, Frida, you stay out of the bathtub when folks want to take showers.
Yes, Frida, please.
Miss Hathaway!
It's my landlord. Quick, everybody hide.
Where?
Where else?
Miss Hathaway!
Coming! Mr. Finney, I'm glad you're here. I have a complaint.
So have I. I heard a lot of voices in here.
Well, you most certainly did. It was the television set.
You haven't got a television set.
Well, that is my complaint. The walls here are so thin that the set next door sounds as though it's right in this room.
I don't hear anything.
Well, of course not. I made them turn it off.
I believe I'll take a look in there.
Oh, good, good. I hope you brought your tools. There's at least half day's work in there.
What?
Well, yes, the faucet leaks, the tub is stopped up, the shower doesn't work, the paint is peeling, and you have got to replace that worn flooring. It is dangerous.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm doing apartment 16 right now, but I'll put you right at the top of the list.
Oh, Mr. Finney, that is another thing. The neighborhood children peer in at me all the time. Go away, you naughty child. Go on, go on.
No, I didn't get a very good look. But that's got to be the ugliest kid I ever saw.
Well, Mr. Finney, the situation is becoming quite intolerable. Ugly children, faulty plumbing, thin walls.
What was that?
I am glad you were here to see that with your own eyes, Mr. Finney.
What was it? What did I see?
Well, unless prompt action is taken, I shall be forced to call the Department of Health and Sanitation about the mice in this building.
That was a mouse?
Oh, what else?
I never saw a mouse look like that.
Perhaps it was something worse. I had better call the Board of Health.
No, that's okay. It was a mouse.
Well, Mr. Finney, what do you intend doing about it?
Well, I've got a cat. No, wouldn't stand a chance against a thing like that.
Goodbye, Mr. Finney.
Excuse me. Is Biddle's almost ready?
Biddles?
Well, yeah, food. You know, as we say in Japanese, lunch.
Oh, yes. Anything special you would like?
Well, I ain't gonna ask for no more of them karate chops. I know you get uptight about that. But there's something else I heard of that I'd like to try.
What is it?
Judo roll.
You want a judo roll?
I sure do. You see, I'm an international prey boy, and I rocks to experiment.
Please, do not ask for judo roll.
Yeah, but that's what I want. Heck, fire, I thought you folks were obliging.
Jethro-san, judo roll is not for ordinary person.
Yeah, but I'm not ordinary. I wants to try everything. Now, come on, let me have it.
What happened to you this time, boy?
I'll tell you something, Uncle Chet. Them Japanese is real polite. If you ask for some of them special victuals, then they beats the tar out of you.
Any more visits from the landlord, girls?
No. You scared him away for a while.
Helen, what in the world are you doing?
I'm getting some charcoal burning in this brazier.
Well, that is purely a decorative piece.
Well, Granny wanted to make us a hot meal, and that's the only thing we could find to cook on.
Oh, there is no cooking in this apartment, but where is Granny?
She and Ellie went out shopping for some victuals. That's food.
Yes, I know.
Let's try it, Miss Hathaway. This charcoal is smokeless, and I'm simply perishing for nice hot London grill.
Well, if I know Granny's victuals, they will in no way resemble a London grill.
We's back, girls.
Oh.
The fast is over.
Wait till you see what all we got.
You're gonna have a feast fit for a king.
Oh.
For a queen, Granny. Remember, this is Women's Lib headquarters. Let us not exalt the male image.
What did you bring? I'm starving.
Listen to this and let your mouth water. Salted down sowbelly, owl gizzards, groundhog sausage, pickled catfish heads, and tenderloin of badger in gopher gravy.
I don't believe it.
That ain't all. tell them what we got for dessert, Ellie.
Pawpaws with sorghum syrup, hedge apple turnovers, buckwheat pudding, and a nice ripe goat cheese.
What kind of market sells things like that?
You can't get those kind of delicacies in no market.
We went by home and sneaked into the root cellar.
Yeah, and we peeked through the window, and we seen Jed and Jethro, and they were having a miserable time.
Jethro had done fainted from hunger.
Yeah, he was laying on the floor in his underwear, and Jed had to help him to stand up.
Won't be long before they'll be yelling and screaming for us to come back home.
But we're gonna let them keep suffering until they knuckle under the women's lid. Well, I better get after the cooking. Where's the stove?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have a stove.
I started a fire in Miss Hathaway's brassiere.
Where?
Right here, in her brass brassiere.
Miss Jane, I hope you don't put that thing on hot.
Miss Miko, I ain't never wore nothing like this before. It's mighty fancy for an old weed bender like me.
No, Clampett, son. You look very handsome. Very handsome. Please.
Well, what about the spilled victuals on it?
You have no worry. You spill, Miko clean.
You girls sure is obliging.
Our pleasure to serve man. Please to be seated.
Is that an eating table?
Yes.
Looks like somebody sawed the legs off it.
No. It's Japanese table. You sit.
Well, hadn't I better wait for the others?
No, Clampett, son, head of household. Please to be seated and have sip of sake.
Sip of what?
Sake, our native wine made from rice. You taste.
Japanese white lightning.
Please to be seated. Miko will entertain while you wait.
Hot dog! Sure does smell good in here. How soon is victuals?
私たちわかりませんわ。
Oh, well, I reckon I can wait, but I'm awful thirsty. Hey, you got a sumo crush? You've heard of sumo crush. That's what the wrestlers over to Japan drinks. They's always giving one another sumo crush. It's probably like an orange crush or a lemon crush. You got any?
どうですか?
はい、大丈夫です。
Hey, Mr. Bonsai, you ever do any wrestling over to Japan?
Oh, yes.
Could you give me a sumo crush?
You want a sumo crush?
I sure do.
Please, do not ask for sumo crush.
Oh, come on, please.
You insist?
Yes, sir.
We step outside. It's better for sumo crush.
I sure do appreciate this. I won't forget it.
Not soon, I guarantee.
Well, I've got Granny cooking on the roof. I don't think the landlord can smell it up there.
I hope she doesn't set the building on fire.
Oh, no danger. As soon as you're finished with your laundry, come up and have lunch.
We're eating on the roof?
Believe me, Betty, Granny's cooking is best eaten out of doors.
I'll get it.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm the landlord.
Helen, guess who Miss Hathaway has for a landlord? Who? Cary Grant. Oh, Mr. Grant, you're even more handsome off the screen than on. Doesn't that gray hair make him look distinguished, divine? And those eyes, those sexy eyes, they simply melt a woman's heart. And Mr. Grant, you're my favorite star. My star of stars. Mine, too. Might I ask you to autograph my slip?
Who do you girls think you're kidding?
I beg pardon?
I don't look anything like Cary Grant. You know it.
Well,
Gregory Peck? Yes. Give this to Miss Hathaway, will you?
what is it?
It's It's a trap for her mouse.
Excuse me, girl, there's the phone.
Oh, no, Clampett, son. I get it.
Clampett Sam speaking.
Hello, Jed. This is Granny. Are you suffering?
Oh, yeah, I sure am.
Are you ready to knuckle under and give in to the women's lib? Have you learned your lesson?
Well, Granny, not yet. I think I ought to suffer a couple more days. Yeah, let's stay in touch. Don't call me, I'll call you. Bye. Sit down and have some breakfast.
You know, wait a minute. Is this Occidental swine going to have victuals with us celestial beings?
Jethro.
No, I am not. Mr. Clampett, I just came by to tell you that your bank statement and other financial reports will be a little late. As you know, I'm without a secretary.
I thought Mr. Banzai was going to fill in.
Karate experts make very poor secretaries. Every time he hits the keys, I have to buy a new typewriter.
Hey, Mr. Drysdale, us high exalted, glorious, sublime folks don't like to talk business while we eat.
Jethro, will you please be quiet?
Did you hear that? This lowly infidel done lipped off to my gloriousness. If we was back home to Japan, I'd have you tied to the ground and let the silkworms chomp on you.
Jethro, will you be quiet?
Now, he can say that. He's pretty near as glorious as I is.
Mr. Clampett, we have to settle this women's lib dispute. Miss Hathaway has every girl at the bank out on strike.
Yeah, I know. Granny and Ellie May throw it in with her, too.
Well, talk them into coming back home, and maybe that will...
Are you kidding? We're living high on the kimono.
Jethro.
Well, until these girls come along, I didn't know how sublime I was.
I'll talk to you later, Mr. Clampett. It's impossible to carry on an intelligent conversation in front of this cretin.
She's Japanese.
I'm hungry.
Hey.
Oh, what time is it? Helen, are you up?
Yes, I'm
Who's going to make breakfast?
Yeah.
Me.
Girls, please, stop the chatter. My landlord will hear you.
Poor Miss Hathaway had to sleep on the floor. I sure hope it won't be this crowded tonight.
Oh, it won't. If we don't win the strike today, it'll be twice as crowded. But everybody, please try to remember to be quiet.
Miss Hathaway?
That's your landlord.
Everybody, get these bags all folded up. Everybody hide in the bathroom and be quiet.
Miss Hathaway, I hear people in there. Open up.
Just a moment.
Granny, have you seen my possum?
Yeah, she slept in the bathtub with me. Now, get out of the way. What's the matter, Miss Jane?
Oh, my zippers. Will you help me to my feet, please?
Miss Hathaway, open this door. I'm coming in with my pass key.
Just a moment. Have patience. I'm busy.
Miss Jane, I'll have to cut you out of this.
Oh, there. The scissors are on the table.
Okay, you've had fair warning. I'm coming in.
Mr. Vinny, I consider this an invasion of my privacy.
And I consider it occupancy by more than one person. Who are you?
Well, she happens to be my dressmaker, and this is a very, very personal fitting, so please remove yourself.
That's a dress?
Will be the very latest thing.
You're kidding.
Certainly not. This year we're trying for the sack look.
You made it.
Calm down. I got her.
Who's that?
That is the exterminator.
Exterminator?
Yes, good work. Take her outside immediately.
Be careful, Ellie.
Ellie?
L.A. She's from the L.A. Exterminating Company. Yes, they specialize in capturing large, vicious rodents.
They send girls to do that?
What's the matter? You don't believe in equal job opportunities for women?
He sounds like one of them male chauvinist pigs.
We should alert the women's lib movement. They'll throw a picket line around this apartment building immediately.
Now, wait a minute. Don't get upset. I'm not against equal job opportunities for women. When I need a plumber, who do you think I call? My wife. Boy, talk about touchy tenants.
What in the world is that smell?
Ain't it tantalizing? I'm cooking up a mess of my special swamp surprise.
Swamp surprise. What's in it?
Well, it's secret, but I'll tell you. It's crawdads, brisket of alligator, screech owl giblets, nice water moccasin, and other swamp critters, all simmered in a rich, hearty toad stock.
I'm sorry I asked. What I mean is, a secret should always remain a secret. But, Granny, you're not allowed to cook in this apartment. I brought some sandwiches and coleslaw.
Nonsense. You girls have got to have hot victuals.
Speaking of the girls, where are they?
Well, when I commenced cooking, they all went out the window.
I think I know why.
Me too. They were so tempted by the smell, they couldn't stand to wait.
Yes.
Guess what, Granny? We can smell your swamp surprise clean up on the roof.
I bet that's got them girls crazy. Shut the windows, Ellie.
Oh, no. Please, let the tantalizing aroma waft freely out the window.
Here, Ellie, you stir my stew, and I'll go explain to the girls what's taking so long. Cooking on that iron is gonna take forever to get that gator meat tender.
Ellie Mae, please put a lid on that pot. I'll open the door and get some cross ventilation.
What's cooking in here?
I'm glad you asked. Insecticide.
Insecticide?
Yes, thanks to the resourcefulness of this young lady exterminator, this apartment may yet be free of crawling and flying insects.
Who do you think you're kidding? That's food you're cooking in here. No, I take it back. That's to kill insects. Anything else that gets a whiff of it. What's in that stuff?
It's a secret.
Come on, you can tell me.
Well, it's screech owls, alligators, water moccasins, crawdads, toads.
I asked what's in it, not what it kills.
Mr. Finney, the young lady just explained that the ingredients are a professional secret. Now, if you want to be helpful, let's spray it around the apartment.
No. I've got a respiratory condition. I'm sorry I bothered you. What's your dressmaker doing on the fire escape?
I've been up on the roof.
Smart woman. Don't blame you.
Ellie, I wish you'd go get your ape. She scampered all over the building, scaring the daylights out of everybody.
Yes, sir.
Miss Jane, this is going to take for hours. Sure wish I had it on my stove at home.
Granny! That is a marvelous idea. I'll bet Mr. Clampett and Jethro just love swamp surprise.
Well, of course. But these men, we got to make them suffer.
This will do it.
Oh, I see. You mean give them a whip and then don't let them eat none until they give in to women's lib?
Exactly.
Oh, that would be awful cruel.
All's fair in love and war, and Granny, this is war.
If Jethro gets into this, it won't last 10 seconds. Then you and the girls won't get none.
That's the price we pay for victory.
Let's go.
Meandering duck, he was awful good. But I have done ate my fill. Oh, man. I gotta take me a nap.
You like song?
Yeah. I don't know what you're saying, but I sure like what you're doing.
Just close your eyes. Have happy dreams.
You mean I'm not dreaming now? You girls sure do know how to spoil a man.
It's great pleasure for us.
I feel downright guilty. I ought to be out doing my chores.
You want us to stop so you can go do your chores?
No, I don't feel that guilty.
You know, in Japan, from time she's very young, woman is taught to please man.
Beats me how them Japanese men ever get out of the house long enough to build all them cars and cameras.
Please relax now, Clampett-san. It's time for blissful slumber. 茶片付けてね、そろそろお昼寝の時間だから。
If that means good night, same to you.
Awaken to fragrance and beauty.
Granny, look.
Merciful heavens, it's Jethro. He's died of starvation.
Surely not.
He's laid out in a black shroud. And look, there's the bones of the buzzards that come to get him. Oh, with his last ounce of strength, the poor desperate boy caught him and ate him.
Now, Granny, be calm.
Well, leastwise, he went doing his thing, eating.
Granny, I feel sure that if you made a closer observation, you'd...
Oh, Jed, I forgot. He must be laid out here somewheres, starved to death. Jed! Jed! Oh, don't let him be gone, please. Jed! I'm too late. He's gone, too. Somebody sure laid him out pretty. Look at Jed. Laid out just like Jethro.
Granny, I took a closer look at Jethro. He is far from dead.
You think he can be saved?
Definitely, and so can Mr. Clampett.
Well, if anything can save him, it's my swamp surprise. I'll go get it to cooking whilst you look at Jed.
It says all the air marks of a Japanese tea ceremony.
Hey, Granny, what are you doing here?
Jethro, my baby! Oh, Jethro, my honey boy, you've been spared.
Please, Granny, you hurt my stomach.
Oh, I know how holler it must be. You ain't had no victuals since I left home.
Are you kidding? I'm stuffed.
Buzzards don't count. Here, let's get rid of this ugly shroud.
Hey, let go, Granny. This here is a genuine Japanese Okinawa.
Oh, you dear boy. You're delirious.
Ugh, what's that slop?
Oh, honey, you are talking out of your head. This is one of your favorites, Swamp Surprise.
I don't eat that kind of garbage no more. I'm a glorious, sublime, heavenly being now.
No, sweetheart. You were pulled back from the brink beyond. Now you go and sit down and I'll feed you.
Not that junk you won't.
Jethro, go and sit down and be quiet. Or I'll have to ladle you back into your senses.
Oh, nuts to this. I'm gonna go take me another nap.
Starvation does terrible things to the human mind.
Granny, look who I found.
Is they undertakers?
Au contraire. These Japanese ladies have been caring for Jethro and Mr. Clampett.
Well, tell them to stop laying them out before they is dead.
Come and sit down. Let me explain.
It's the truth, Ellie. We thought your pa and Jethro was suffering. And all the time they was living the life of Setsu Hayakawa.
Well, I have delineated the aims and principles of the Women's Lib movement to Miko here, and she in turn has explained it to her companions.
Yes, we have decided to join Women's Lib movement. Oh, I can't believe it. You girls were born and raised in Japan. I agree that it is against all our teachings. But Granny-san here persuaded us. How? She threatened to make us eat swamp surprise.
Actually, it was an offer, but they took it as a threat.
Well, now that the men have gotten a taste of that good Japanese life, how are we going to get them to knuckle under?
That good life can come in two flavors, Granny. Sweet and sour.
What you mean?
Suppose 3 different Japanese girls were to take over the duties of Miko and her companions.
I see what you mean. I can get us outfits like theirs. あなた日本からいらしたんですか？いいえ、だけど私の両親は日本で生まれました。
You speak their language.
Yes, I am Nisei.
No fooling. Which one is your aunt?
Quiet, please. Hope it's not the landlord. Yes? It's Mr. Drysdale.
Oink, 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 oink.
What is it, male chauvinist pig?
You can knock it off with those cliches. You girls have lost. Now, do you want to come back to work under the old terms?
Never. You will just have to suffer without us.
Some suffer. I'm on my way to the Clampett now to have those Japanese cherry blossoms lay a little oriental ecstasy on me.
Oh, really?
You bet. Those girls never heard of women's lib. I may hire them as secretaries.
Miko.
How come you're answering your own door? Where's Miko?
I don't know. Her and them other girls have disappeared.
I can't find them no place, Uncle Celestial.
Just my luck.
Hey, what's the idea?
I want to get in on the Japanese way of life.
You ain't Japanese. Now get Ross.
Jethro.
But he ain't glorious and sublime like us.
Ain't none of us gonna be glorious and sublime if them girls don't get back.
Maybe they went out shopping.
If they's back, they's back. Hurrah, ladies! Hey, wait a minute. You ain't the same tree that was here before. Who are you?
私たちはいとこ同心なの。こちらのクランペットさんで働きたいと思っていますのよ。
What'd you say, Jethro?
Oh, I don't know. She speaks with a Tokyo dialect. I talk pure Ginza.
I say, we are cousins who also seek the sublime pleasure of serving in the honorable house of Clampett-san.
Well, dandy. Come on in the parlor and we'll sublime us up a storm.
I don't know about you two, but I thought that last dish was lousy.
It's Rousey. Rousey. See, I told you he wasn't Japanese.
I kind of liked it myself. If I didn't know better, I'd swear that was Granny's swamp surprise. Here comes the ceremony of the tea.
Come on, hurry up. Chop, chop, y'all.
Jethro, take it easy.
But the 3 of them is pitiful. 2 of them ain't even pretty.
I'll go further. The tall one and the short one are downright homely.
Hey, Susie, these 2 speak English?
No, only Japanese.
Where'd you find those 2 dogs?
Now, fellas.
The little one here's got a face like a cantaloupe rind. Oh! She's not only ugly, she's clumsy, too.
Now, Jethro, I don't want to hear no more of that kind of talk.
I'm your steam nephew, and I'm getting more steam by the minute.
Don't pay no attention to him, ma'am. Say, ain't we going to have some music?
Music?
Yeah, you know, singing, dancing, playing a Japanese banjo.
Yes, Clampett-san. Nanki-poo. Hite kudasai.
Come on.
That's lousy.
It's Rousey. Rousey. He ain't never gonna learn to speak Japanese.
Lousy, Rousey, it stinks.
I think I'm going to pass on the tea ceremony.
Are you leaving?
Yes, sir, I am. These Japanese folks set a great store by politeness, and that's something we can all learn from.
Please, Clampett. Clampett, son. Do not go.
Well, I'll tell you, ma'am, I've been kind of guilty about doing my chores all day. I think I'll get to 'em. I thank you and thank your friends for me.
Mr. Clampett.
Let him go. Let him go. He old clodhopper. But me, I got craft. Now, come on. Shake a rag. Hit us with the tea and the music.
Granny, I beg you. Don't let Clampett Sound take his money out of my bank, please.
It's trees.
Shut up, runkhead.
Shut up, both of you, and listen. Does you promise to knuckle under to the women's lib?
I does. Me too.
From you, we're going to have it in writing. Miss Hathaway went to the bank to type up a contract for you to sign.
Well, she called to say it would take a while. All she could find was 14 busted typewriters.
That bonsai will bankrupt me.
There's Miss Jane. Can we get up now?
Yes. Get up and answer the door for her. We gotta keep you men in your place.
Yes, ma'am.
Who are you? I'm the landlord.
Hey, it's the landlord.
Well, well, this is a very interesting situation we have here.
Mr. Finney! What is the meaning of this? Who are these people?
You're asking me?
Well, indeed I am. This is an outrage. I go to work and I come home and find you're throwing a party in my apartment.
I'm throwing a party.
From the looks of it, an Oriental orgy.
Look, I never had anything to do
I
with
shall
this.
be forced to report you to the Housing Administration, the Apartment Owners Association, and the Vice Squad.
Wait a minute. I don't know anything about this.
Ladies and gentlemen, who is throwing this party?
He is!
Well, Mr. Finney, what have you to say now?
All I have to say is I'm cutting a rent in half, and so help me, I never will come near this apartment again.
The sun rose over the rolling hills of the mansion in Beverly Hills, casting long, golden shadows across the expansive lawn. Jed Clampett sat on the front porch, rocking back and forth in his sturdy wooden chair, looking out at the horizon with a calm, thoughtful expression. Beside him, Jethro was busy trying to balance a wooden spoon on the tip of his nose, a look of intense concentration etched onto his face. The morning air was crisp and carried the faint scent of blooming jasmine. Jed sighed, a sound that seemed to carry the weight of many years of quiet wisdom, and turned his gaze toward his nephew. Jethro, sensing the movement, let the spoon clatter to the porch floor with a hollow sound. "What you doing, Jethro?" Jed asked, his voice slow and melodic, like the steady flow of a mountain stream. "Cooking us up a pot of mush for breakfast," Jethro replied, scrambling to pick up the spoon. Jed chuckled, a low, rumbling sound that originated deep in his chest. "We do not have to do that no more, nor nothing else," he said, gesturing vaguely toward the sprawling house behind them. "That bonsai fella is fetching over his Japanese women folks. He is going to take care of us, but that does not mean he is going to do for us." "Oh, yeah," Jethro said, his eyes widening with realization. "He told me. He is going to wait on us hand and foot. Them Japanese men do not have no truck with that women's lib." "Is that a fact?" Jed asked, arching an eyebrow. "Yeah. All you have to do is give them orders," Jethro explained, standing up and dusting off his overalls. "See, I have been learning Japanese, so as I will be ready. Listen to this. Kamikaze, Toyota, Sony, 0. "What does that mean?" Jed asked, genuinely curious. "Don't smack into my car radio with your aeroplane," Jethro translated with a proud grin. "You reckon he is going to be saying that a lot?" Jed pondered, stroking his chin. "Well, not a lot," Jethro said confidently. "But if he gives them an order right off, they will respect it. See, Japanese women is trained to respect Japanese men. But you ain't a Japanese man," Jed pointed out gently. "With me speaking her language so good, how is he going to know?" Jethro replied with a sly wink. True, Jed conceded, though he looked somewhat skeptical. "Oh, you've got to learn to eat with these, Uncle Jeff," Jethro said, pulling two thin, polished wooden sticks from his pocket. What is these? Jed asked, holding one of the sticks up to the light. These is what you call chopsticks, Jethro announced. The Japanese uses them instead of knives or forks or spoons. Watch, I will show you. Jethro tried to pinch a stray pebble from the porch floor, but it slipped away, skittering into a crack in the wood. It do not seem to hold a lot, Jed observed, hiding a smile. That is probably for me, Jethro muttered, trying again. Like them karate chops. You reckon that is why they call them chopsticks? More than likely, Jed agreed, leaning back in his chair. Boy, I cannot wait to sink my teeth into them chicken-fried karate chops, Jethro said, his mouth watering at the thought. You reckon these anything like pork chops? Oh, yeah, quite a bit, Jed said, playing along. Yeah, looks like we're going to be eating high on the karate, Jethro exclaimed. Just then, Mr. Drysdale came bounding up the front steps, his face flushed with excitement and his suit slightly rumpled. Good morning, he puffed, trying to catch his breath. Good morning, Mr. Drysdale, Jed said, nodding politely. Oh, sit down, have some breakfast. Oh, no thanks, Mr. Drysdale declined, waving his hands dismissively. I am on my way to pick up the women of Bonsai's household and bring them over. Well, how is Mr. Bonsai feeling at this moment? Jed asked. Well, he still feels terribly humiliated that Granny defeated him in hand-to-hand combat, Mr. Drysdale explained, shaking his head. I am sorry about that, Jed said with sincere regret. It was all I could do to get him out of his room, Mr. Drysdale continued. Well, I will be on my way. Oh, by the way, have you heard from Granny and Ellie? Not a word, Jed replied, his gaze drifting back to the hills. I hope they is comfortable staying in Miss Jane's apartment. Well, I would hardly call it an apartment, Mr. Drysdale remarked with a grimace. It is more like a furnished room. Meanwhile, inside the small, cramped confines of Miss Jane's apartment, the atmosphere was chaotic. This bed was right nice to sleep on, but it sure does take up a lot of room, Granny remarked, circling the large, bulky piece of furniture that dominated the small space. Well, Miss Jane says after you take the bedclothes off, it folds up into a sofa, Ellie Mae said, tugging at a corner of the quilt. No, that is what she said, Granny countered, leaning against it. Well, it ain't doing it. Doing what? Ellie Mae asked. Folding up, Granny grunted, giving the frame a sharp shove. Granny, I think we have to help him, Ellie Mae suggested, placing her hands on the wood. Let us see. With a sudden, violent creak, the bed collapsed inward, swallowing Granny in a cloud of dust and velvet cushions. Well, I will be swished, a muffled voice came from within the depths of the couch. What will they think of next? Oh, Bessie, Ellie Mae sighed, noticing the family dog trotting toward them. You got your dress all dirty climbing on that fire escape. Now let us see your hands. I was afraid of that. Now let us go get washed up. We will be having breakfast quick as Miss Jane gets back. All right, Granny muttered, finally emerging from the wreckage of the couch. You could sleep 6 on this thing. Crossways. Good morning, Bessie, Miss Jane said, entering the room with a stack of grocery bags, breathless and frazzled. I hope my landlord does not see you. Morning, Miss Jane. Ellie Mae chimed in. Oh, good morning, Ellie, Miss Jane said, setting the bags on a tiny table. Sorry it took so long getting your breakfast. Your kitchen sure must be a long ways from your bedroom. About 3 blocks, Ellie Mae said, looking around. Where is Granny? Well, she was here a minute ago. Must have stepped out, Miss Jane said, looking toward the door. I did not see her in the hall. What do you want, Bessie? She is probably hungry, Ellie Mae said, opening a bag. Here is your breakfast, Bessie. I thought they liked bananas. They did, Miss Jane agreed. Bessie is trying to tell us something. What is it, Bessie? I think there is something inside the couch, Ellie Mae said, pointing. Well, let us see. Suddenly, the couch cushions heaved, and Granny burst out, her hair wild and her face indignant. Granny, how in the world are you all right? Ellie Mae gasped. Of course I am all right, Granny snapped, smoothing her apron. The dog touched this bed. I lay down on it, and it gobbled me up. I am terribly sorry, Miss Jane apologized profusely. I have never done that before. Have some coffee, and you will feel better. By the way, Miss Jane, where did you sleep last night? In the Murphy bed, Miss Jane said. Oh, I am sorry you had to go and stay with friends, Granny said, patting Miss Jane's hand. No, 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 Miss Jane laughed, pulling her hand away. It is in the wall. Come on, I will show you.
See.
You sleep standing up? Granny asked, looking at the wall in disbelief. No, no, it comes all the way down, Miss Jane explained, pulling a handle. I declare I never did see so many clever beds, Granny marveled. Well, we will need them all when the other girls arrive, Miss Jane noted. Oh, it is Helen. I told her to come up the fire escape. My rent here is based upon occupancy by one person only. Welcome, Helen. Cheers, everyone, Helen said, climbing through the window. I will need some help with my luggage. I will give you a hand, Ellie Mae offered. Me too, Granny added. Bessie, I ain't never seen anything like these city beds, Granny said, looking at the unfolding contraption. They sure are space savers. I reckon Miss Jane and Helen will share this one. I sure hope it is as comfortable as Ellie's and mine. Ain't bad at all, Helen said, testing the mattress. Thanks awfully, Ellie, Miss Jane said, wiping her brow. Yeah, thanks, Melvin, Ellie Mae said, looking at a neighbor who had helped with the bags. You are welcome, Melvin said, ducking out. I thought Granny was here, Miss Jane said, scanning the room.
She was. Granny.
Jane here. Bessie is trying to tell us something again. I wonder. Miss Jane, if it will not hurt your feelings, I think I will sleep on the floor tonight, Granny said, looking at the crowded room. Back at the mansion, the mood was tense but expectant. And here they are, Mr. Clampett, the lovely ladies of Bonsai's households, and her flowers of the Orient, Mr. Drysdale announced, ushering a group of women into the parlor. This is Mr. Clampett. Howdy, ladies, Jed said, tipping his hat. Mr. Bonsai, your women folks is here, Mr. Drysdale said, turning to the master of the house. You speak English. Amiko does, Bonsai replied with a stiff bow. We have great pleasure to be in the honorable house of Clampett's son. What did she call me? Jed whispered to Mr. Drysdale. Clampett's son, Mr. Drysdale whispered back. That is a Japanese title of courtesy. They set great store by Bound. Do not they? Jed mused. Yes, and extremely polite, Mr. Drysdale agreed. Oh, I almost forgot about their luggage. I will give you a hand. Hurrah, ladies, Jethro shouted, jumping up. Me Jethro, Uncle Jeff, Big Hillbilly. But me, international playboy. You wear a karate suit. Sure, I just cannot wait to have me a karate chop, Jethro said, his eyes gleaming. You want a karate chop? Bonsai asked, stepping forward. I sure do, and right away, Jethro insisted. Please do not ask for karate chop, Bonsai warned, his face stern. But that is what I want, Jethro countered, oblivious. And the sooner, the better. See you later, Mr. Grindingham. Thank you, Mr. Drysdale said, looking confused. What are they so excited about? You're not supposed to do things for them, Bonsai explained. From now on, they will do everything for you. Oh, Jed said, feeling a bit awkward. Well, take them upstairs. Tell them to take any room they want. We have plenty of empty ones. Go ahead. What is the matter, boy? Did you fall over the rail? No, Jethro groaned, clutching his shoulder. I asked them girls for a karate chop, and one of them slugged me. Welcome to Women's Live, headquarters girls, Helen said, ushering the women into the small apartment.
Thank you. Come in.
Granny, Ellie Mae, Susie and Betty.
Hi.
Now you can hang your clothes in the closet as soon as Helen's through taking a shower in there. She is taking a shower in the closet, Ellie Mae asked, bewildered. Well, it is too small to be called a bathroom, Miss Jane sighed. We hang our clothes in the bathroom, Granny asked, looking around the tiny room. Well, you could also call it the den, the laundry room, the kitchen, and the spare bedroom, Miss Jane explained. Bedroom, Granny repeated, eyes wide. Yes, we are so crowded here. I am afraid somebody will have to sleep in the tub tonight. Miss, by the way, I cannot take my shower, Susie said, poking her head out of the closet. There is a furry animal splashing about in the bathtub. Oh, do not be alarmed, Miss Jane assured her. It is probably just Ellie's chimpanzee. No, Bessie is outside, Ellie Mae said, looking at the dog. Must be Frida. Frida, Ellie Mae called out. She is my possum. She just loves to play in the water. I did not know Ellie brought a possum, Miss Jane said, surprised. Me neither, Granny said. She must have had it inside her coat. It likes to sleep like that. Well, Frida, you stay out of the bathtub when folks want to take showers, Ellie Mae scolded gently. Yes, Frida, please, Miss Jane added. Miss Hathaway, a voice boomed from outside. It is my landlord. Quick, everybody hide. Where else? Miss Jane gestured toward the furniture. Miss Hathaway, the voice repeated. Coming, Miss Jane replied, smoothing her dress. Mr. Finney, I am glad you are here. I have a complaint. So am I, Mr. Finney grumbled. I heard a lot of voices in here. You most certainly did, Miss Jane said, keeping her composure. It was the television set. You have not got a television set, Mr. Finney retorted. Well, that is my complaint, Miss Jane said quickly. The walls here are so thin that the set next door sounds as though it is right in this room. I do not hear anything, Mr. Finney said, listening at the wall. Of course not, Miss Jane said, signaling to the girls to stay quiet. I made them turn it off. I believe I will take a look in there, Mr. Finney said, reaching for the doorknob. Oh, good, Miss Jane encouraged, blocking his path. I hope you brought your tools. There is at least half-day's work in there. What? Mr. Finney asked, looking puzzled. Yes, the faucet leaks, the tub is stopped up, the shower does not work, the paint is peeling, and you have got to replace that worn flooring. It is dangerous, Miss Jane listed, her voice growing more urgent. Well, I will tell you what I will do, Mr. Finney said, trying to regain control. I am doing apartment 16 right now, but I will put you right at the top of the list. Mr. Finney, that is another thing, Miss Jane continued. The neighborhood children peer in at me all the time. Go away, you naughty child. Go on. No, I did not get a very good look, Mr. Finney said, squinting. But that has got to be the ugliest kid I ever saw. Well, Mr. Finney, the situation is becoming quite intolerable, Miss Jane said, leaning in. Ugly children, faulty plumbing, thin walls. What was that? I am glad you were here to see that with your own eyes, Mr. Finney, Miss Jane said, pointing to a dark corner where Granny was hiding. Oh, I was not. What did I see? Mr. Finney asked, looking around nervously. Well, unless prompt action is taken, I shall be forced to call the Department of Health and Sanitation about the mice in this building, Miss Jane threatened. That was a mouse, Mr. Finney asked, wiping sweat from his forehead. Oh, what else? I never saw a mouse look like that. Perhaps it was something worse, Miss Jane whispered. I had better call the Board of Health.
No, that is okay.
It was a mouse, Mr. Finney said, backing toward the door. Well, Mr. Finney, what do you intend doing about it? Well, I've got a cat, Mr. Finney mumbled. Now, would not stand a chance against a thing like that. Goodbye, Miss Hathaway. Excuse me, Jed said to his Japanese guests. Is Biddles almost ready? Biddles, Bonsai asked, leaning forward. Well, yeah, Jed clarified.
Food.
You know, as we say in Japanese, lunch. Oh, yes, Bonsai nodded. Anything special you would like? Well, I ain't going to ask for no more of them karate chops, Jed said, chuckling. I know you get uptight about that. But there is something else I heard of that I would like to try. What is it? Bonsai asked. Judo roll, Jed said, his face lighting up. You want a judo roll? Bonsai asked, narrowing his eyes. I sure do, Jed said enthusiastically. You see, I am an international playboy, and I rocks the experiment. Please, do not ask for a judo roll, Bonsai pleaded. But that is what I want, Jed insisted. Heck, fire. I thought you folks were obliging. That is wrong, son, Bonsai said solemnly. Judo roll is not for ordinary persons. But I am not ordinary, Jed protested. I want to try everything. Now, come on. Let me have it. Jed yelled as he was suddenly flipped onto his back. What happened to you this time, boy? Jed asked, rubbing his head. I will tell you something, Uncle Jeff, Jethro said, dusting off his pants. Them Japanese is real polite. If you ask for some of them special biddles, then they beat the tar out of you. More visits from the landlord. Girls, Granny asked, entering the room. No, Miss Jane said, sighing with relief. You scared him away for a while. Helen, what in the world are you doing? Miss Jane asked, looking at a small metal bowl on the floor. I am getting some charcoal burning in this barge here, Helen replied, fanning the flames. Well, that is purely a decorative piece, Miss Jane said, horrified. Well, Granny wanted to make us a hot meal, and that is the only thing we could find to cook on, Helen explained. Oh, there is no cooking in this apartment, Miss Jane said, wringing her hands. But where is Granny? She and Ellie went out shopping for some victuals, Helen said, smiling. That is food. Yes, I know, Miss Jane said. Let us try it, Miss Hathaway. This charcoal is smokeless, and I am simply perishing for nice, hot London grill. Well, if I know Granny's victuals, they will in no way resemble a London grill, Miss Jane predicted. We back. Girls, Granny said, bursting through the door. Well, you see what all we got. You're going to have a feast fit for a king. For a queen, Granny, Ellie Mae corrected. Remember, this is women's lib headquarters. Let us not exalt the male image. What did you bring? I am starving, Helen said, pulling up a chair. Listen to this and let your mouth water, Granny said, pulling items from her bag. Salted down sow belly owl gizzards, ground hog sausage, pickled catfish heads and tenderloin, a badger and gopher gravy. I do not believe this, Miss Jane gasped. That ain't all, Granny said, winking at Ellie Mae. Tell them what we got for dessert, Ellie. Pawpaws with sorghum syrup, hedge apple turnovers and pulp wheat pudding, and a nice ripe goat cheese, Ellie Mae recited. What kind of market sells things like that? Helen asked, looking at the collection of oddities. You cannot get those kind of delicacies in no market, Granny said, placing a catfish head on the table. We went by home and sneaked into the root cellar. Yeah, and we peeked through the window, and we seen Jed and Jethro, and they were having a miserable time. Jethro had done fine from hunger, Ellie Mae added, laughing. Yeah, he was laying on the floor in his underwear, and Jed had to help him to stand up. It will not be long before they will be yelling and screaming for us to come back home, Granny said, stirring a pot. But we're going to let them keep suffering until they knuckle under the women's lib. Well, I better get after the cooking. Where is the stove? Well, unfortunately, I do not have a stove, Miss Jane said, looking around the room. I started a fire in Miss Hathaway's brazier, Granny said, pointing to the metal bowl. Where? Miss Jane asked, her voice rising an octave. Right here, in her brass brazier, Granny said, adjusting the coals. Miss Jane, I hope you do not put that thing on hot, Helen warned, stepping back. Miss Miko, I ain't never worn nothing like this before, Jed said, tugging at the colorful kimono he had been given. It is mighty fancy for an old weed bender like me. No, Clampett San, Miko said, bowing low. You look very handsome. Very handsome. Please. Well, what if I was to spill victuals on it? Jed asked, looking at the delicate fabric. You have no worry, Miko replied. You will spill. Miko clean. You girls sure is a blighter, Jed said, feeling overwhelmed. Our pleasure to serve, man, Miko said, motioning toward the low table. Please to be seated. Is that an eating table? Jed asked, looking at the short legs. Yes, Miko said, kneeling down. Looks like somebody has sawed their legs off, Jed said, scratching his head. No, Miko corrected. It is a Japanese table. You sit. Well, can I better wait for the others? Jed asked, looking toward the door. No, Clampett-san, head of household, Miko insisted. Please to be seated. And have a sip of sake. A sip of what? Jed asked, taking a small cup. Sake, Miko explained. Our native wine made from rice. You taste. Jed said, swirling the liquid. Japanese, white lightning. Please to be seated, Miko said, bowing again. Miko will entertain while you wait. Hot dog, Jed said, smiling. Sure does smell good in here. How soon is victuals? Oh, well, I reckon I can wait, but I am awful thirsty. Hey, you got a sumo crush. You have heard of sumo crush. That is what the wrestlers over to Japan drinks. They is always giving one another sumo crush. It is probably like an orange crush or a lemon crush. You got any? Hey, Mr. Bonsai, you ever do any wrestling over to Japan? Oh, yes, Bonsai said, walking into the room. Could you give me a sumo crush? Jed asked, standing up. You want a sumo crush? Bonsai asked, his eyes gleaming. I sure do, Jed said, ready for a challenge. Please, do not ask for sumo crush, Bonsai pleaded. Oh, come on please, Jed insisted. You insist, Bonsai asked. Yes, sir, Jed replied, taking a fighting stance. We step outside, Bonsai said, gesturing toward the door. It is better for sumo crush. I sure do appreciate this, Jed said, walking onto the lawn. I will not forget it. Not soon, I guarantee. Well, I have got Granny cooking on the roof. I do not think the landlord can smell it up there. I hope she does not set the building on fire, Jed mused. Oh, no danger. As soon as you are finished with your laundry, come up and have lunch. We are eating on the roof, Jed asked, looking up at the sky. Believe me, Betty, Granny's cooking is best eaten out of doors, Helen said, coming out of the building. I will get it, she said, hearing a knock.
Who are you?
Who are you? The man asked, looking around. I am the landlord, the man replied, clutching a tool bag. Helen, guess who Miss Hathaway has for a landlord? Helen called out. Who? Miss Jane asked, rushing over. Cary Grant, Helen whispered. Oh, Mr. Grant, Miss Jane swooned, her eyes widening. You are even more handsome off the screen than on. Does not that gray hair make him look distinguished? Divine, Helen agreed. And those eyes, those sexy eyes. They simply melt a woman's heart. Oh, Mr. Grant, you are my favorite star, Miss Jane said, clasping her hands. My star of stars. Mine, too, Helen added. Might I ask you to autograph my slip? Miss Jane asked, reaching into her bag. Who do you girls think you are kidding? The landlord asked, frowning. I beg pardon, Miss Jane asked, frozen in place. I do not look anything like Cary Grant, the man said, crossing his arms. You know it. Well, Gregory Peck, Helen asked, hopeful. Yes, the man said, looking impatient. Give this to Miss Hathaway, will you? What is it? Miss Jane asked, taking a small wooden box. It is a trap for her mouse, the man said, turning around. Excuse me, girl, there is a phone, he said, pointing to a booth. Oh, no, compensate, Miss Jane stammered. I will get it. Clementine speaking.
Hello, Jed.
This is Granny. Are you suffering? Oh, yeah, Jed replied, his voice sounding tired. Yeah, I sure am. Are you ready to knuckle under and give in to the women's lib? Granny asked, her voice sharp with triumph. Have you learned your lesson? Well, Granny, not yet, Jed said, sighing. I think I ought to suffer a couple more days. Yeah, let us stay in touch. Don't call me, I will call you.
Bye.
In the heart of the bustling city of Los Angeles, the Clampett family mansion stood as a testament to their eccentric charm and immense wealth. Within its expansive walls, the atmosphere was thick with the scent of unaccustomed changes. Jed Clampett, a man whose roots were firmly planted in the hills of Tennessee, found himself standing in the grand kitchen, staring at a pot with profound bewilderment. He looked at his nephew, Jethro, who was leaning against the counter, looking equally perplexed. Jed shook his head slowly and spoke in a voice as steady as an old oak tree. It seems, Jethro, that we are venturing into uncharted waters. We are no longer required to cook up a pot of mush for breakfast, nor are we expected to attend to the daily chores that once defined our humble existence. That fellow, Mr. Bonsai, is bringing over his Japanese womenfolks to see to our needs. Jed paused, his brow furrowing as he contemplated the implications. He tells me that he will take care of us, and while that is a generous sentiment, it does not mean he is going to do for us in the way we might expect. He intends to wait on us hand and foot. It is a peculiar arrangement, Jethro. Jethro, ever the eager student of life, adjusted his posture and nodded with vigorous enthusiasm. He claims that those Japanese men do not have any truck with what they call women liberation. I have been studying, Uncle Jed. I have been practicing my Japanese so that I might be prepared for their arrival. Listen to this. Kamikaze, Toyota, Sony, 0. Jed leaned against the table, a gentle smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. And pray tell, Jethro, what exactly does that mean in the common tongue? Jethro beamed, proud of his linguistic endeavor. It means, do not smack into my car radio with your aeroplane. Jed let out a soft, thoughtful chuckle. Do you reckon he is going to be saying that a lot? Well, perhaps not a lot, Jethro replied, though his expression remained serious. But if he gives them an order right off, they will respect it. See, Japanese women are trained to respect Japanese men. Jed looked at his nephew with a compassionate gaze. But you are not a Japanese man, Jethro. Jethro tilted his head, seemingly unbothered by the distinction. With me speaking her language so good, how is he going to know? It was a sentiment born of innocence, and Jed could not help but admire the boy's relentless optimism. Oh, you have got to learn to eat with these, Uncle Jed, Jethro added, holding up 2 thin wooden sticks. What are these things, Jethro? Jed asked, inspecting the implements with curiosity. These are what you call chopsticks. The Japanese use them instead of knives or forks or spoons. Watch, I will show you. Jethro attempted to manipulate the sticks, but they slipped through his fingers with comical ease. Jed watched the display with a mix of amusement and patience. That does not seem to hold a lot of victuals, Jed observed. Jethro grinned, undeterred. That is probably for me. Like those karate chops. You reckon that is why they call them chopsticks? It is more than likely, Jed agreed, though he remained skeptical of the practicality. Boy, I cannot wait to sink my teeth into those chicken-fried karate chops, Jethro exclaimed, his stomach rumbling in anticipation. You reckon these are anything like pork chops? Oh yes, Jethro, quite a bit, I imagine. It looks like we're going to be eating high on the karate, Jed said, his voice warm with the quiet wisdom of a man who had seen much in his time. Just then, the front door swung open, and Mr. Drysdale entered, his face etched with a look of frantic purpose. Good morning, Mr. Drysdale, Jed greeted, rising from his seat. Would you care to sit down and have some breakfast with us? Oh, no thank you, Mr. Drysdale replied, waving his hand dismissively. I am on my way to pick up the women of Bonsai household and bring them over to your estate. Jed nodded, his concern for his acquaintance evident. And how is Mr. Bonsai feeling at this moment? He still feels terribly humiliated that Granny defeated him in hand-to-hand combat, Drysdale explained, his voice hushed. It was all I could do to get him out of his room. But I must be on my way. By the way, have you heard from Granny and Ellie Mae? Not a word, Jed replied, his eyes reflecting a flicker of genuine worry. I hope they are comfortable staying in Miss Jane apartment. I would hardly call it an apartment, Drysdale sighed, shaking his head. It is more like a furnished room. Meanwhile, across the city, the cramped quarters of Miss Jane apartment were the scene of a most unusual domestic situation. Granny and Ellie Mae were navigating the complexities of urban living with the ingenuity of those raised in the hills. The Murphy bed, a marvel of modern engineering, was the centerpiece of the room. This bed was right nice to sleep on, Granny remarked, rubbing her lower back, but it sure does take up a lot of room. Miss Jane had assured them that the bed would fold up into a sofa, but the mechanism had proven to be a stubborn adversary. It is not doing it, Granny declared, giving the frame a sharp tap with her cane. Doing what, Granny? Ellie Mae asked, peering at the contraption. Folding up, Granny grunted. Ellie, I think we have to help him. Let us see. Well, I will be swished. What will they think of next? The bed suddenly lurched and snapped shut, creating a small cloud of dust. Bessie, the chimpanzee, chattered excitedly from her perch near the window. Oh, Bessie, you got your dress all dirty climbing on that fire escape, Granny scolded gently. Now let us see your hands. I was afraid of that. Now let us go get washed up. We will be having breakfast as soon as Miss Jane gets back. The room was small, and the transition from country life to the city had been a test of patience, but the spirit of the Clampetts remained unshaken. When Miss Jane finally returned, she was met with a scene of chaotic domesticity. Good morning, Bessie, Miss Jane said, attempting to maintain her composure. I hope my landlord does not see you. Morning, Miss Jane, Ellie Mae chirped, standing near the window. Sorry it took so long getting your breakfast. Your kitchen sure must be a long ways from your bedroom. It is about 3 blocks, Miss Jane replied, setting down the groceries. Where is Granny? Well, she was here a minute ago, Ellie Mae said, glancing around. She must have stepped out. I did not see her in the hall, Miss Jane noted, looking puzzled. What do you want, Bessie? Bessie let out a series of rhythmic grunts, pointing insistently at the wall where the sofa now sat. She is probably hungry, Ellie Mae surmised. Here is your breakfast, Bessie. I thought they liked bananas, Miss Jane said, offering a piece of fruit. They did, Ellie Mae replied, watching the chimp closely. Bessie is trying to tell us something. What is it, Bessie? The chimp tapped on the sofa with urgency. I think there is something inside the couch, Ellie Mae whispered. Granny? How in the world? Miss Jane exclaimed as she pulled the lever, revealing Granny ensconced within the wall. Are you all right, Granny? Ellie Mae asked, helping her grandmother out. Of course I am all right, Granny grumbled, brushing off her apron. The dog touched this bed, and I laid down on it, and it gobbled me up. I am terribly sorry, Miss Jane apologized, her face turning crimson. I have never done that before. Have some coffee, and you will feel better. By the way, Miss Jane, where did you sleep last night? In the Murphy bed, Miss Jane replied. Oh, I am sorry you had to go and stay with friends, Granny said with a sympathetic tone. No, it is in the wall, Miss Jane insisted, gesturing to the vertical indentation. Come on, I will show you. See? You sleep standing up? Granny asked, her eyes wide with disbelief. No, it comes all the way down, Miss Jane explained, demonstrating the motion. I declare I never did see so many clever beds, Granny remarked, finally settling into a chair. Well, we will need them all when the other girls arrive, Miss Jane said, checking her watch. Oh, it is Helen. I told her to come up the fire escape. My rent here is based upon occupancy by 1 person only. Welcome, Helen, Miss Jane said as a woman climbed through the window. Cheers, everyone. I will need some help with my luggage, Helen said, hauling in a large suitcase. I will give you a hand, Ellie Mae volunteered. Me too, Granny added, though she moved with a bit more caution. Bessie, I have never seen anything like these city beds, Granny noted as they surveyed the room. They sure are space savers. I reckon Miss Jane and Helen will share this one. I sure hope it is as comfortable as the ones Ellie and I had. It is not bad at all, Helen said, testing the mattress. Thanks awfully, Helen added, offering a grateful smile. Yeah, thanks, Melvin, Ellie Mae replied, though she corrected herself quickly. You're welcome. I thought Granny was here, Miss Jane said, looking around. She was, Ellie Mae replied. Granny? Jane here. Bessie is trying to tell us something again, Miss Jane said, turning toward the chimp. I wonder. Miss Jane, if it will not hurt your feelings, I think I will sleep on the floor tonight. Back at the mansion, the scene had shifted. Mr. Drysdale was leading a group of elegantly dressed women into the foyer. And here they are, Mr. Clampett, the lovely ladies of bonsai households and the flowers of the Orient. This is Mr. Clampett. Howdy, ladies, Jed greeted, his hat in his hand. Mr. Bonsai, your women folks are here, Drysdale announced. Do you speak English? Jed asked, looking at the lead woman. Amiko does, she replied with a polite bow. We have great pleasure to be in the honorable house of Clampett's son. What did she call me? Jed asked, turning to Drysdale with a puzzled expression. Clampett's son, Drysdale explained. That is a Japanese title of courtesy. They set great store by such things, do they not? Yes, and they are extremely polite, Drysdale confirmed. Oh, I almost forgot about their luggage, Jed said, stepping forward. I will give you a hand. Hurrah, ladies, Jethro shouted, rushing into the room. Meet Jethro. Uncle Jed, big hillbilly. But me, international playboy. You wear a karate suit. Sure, I just cannot wait to have me a karate chop, Jethro declared. You want a karate chop? Amiko asked, her expression unreadable. I sure do, and right away, Jethro insisted. Please, do not ask for karate chop, Amiko urged, her voice soft but firm. But that is what I want, Jethro argued. And the sooner, the better. See you later, Mr. Drysdale, Jed said, turning to his guest. Thank you, Drysdale said, bowing out. What are they so excited about? Jed asked, watching the interaction. You are not supposed to do things for them, Drysdale whispered. From now on, they will do everything for you. Oh, well, take them upstairs, Jed told the women. Tell them to take any room they want. We have plenty of empty ones. Go ahead. What is the matter, boy? Did you fall over the rail? Jed asked as Jethro stumbled back into the room, nursing his arm. No, Jethro groaned. I asked those girls for a karate chop, and one of them slugged me. Welcome to the Women Liberation Headquarters, girls, Granny said as she walked into the room, followed by the others. Thank you, Amiko replied. Come in, Granny, Ellie Mae greeted. Susie and Betty followed behind them. Now, you can hang your clothes in the closet as soon as Helen is through taking a shower in there, Ellie Mae explained. She is taking a shower in the closet? Susie asked, looking around the small room. Well, it is too small to be called a bathroom, Ellie Mae admitted. We hang our clothes in the bathroom? Betty inquired. Well, you could also call it the den, the laundry room, the kitchen, and the spare bedroom, Ellie Mae suggested. Bedroom? Yes, we are so crowded here. I am afraid somebody will have to sleep in the tub tonight. Miss, by the way, I cannot take my shower, Helen said, stepping out of the closet. There is a furry animal splashing about in the bathtub. Oh, do not be alarmed, Miss Jane said. It is probably just Ellie Chimpanzee. No, Bessie is outside, Ellie Mae said. It must be Frida. Frida? She is my possum. She just loves to play in the water. I did not know Ellie brought a possum, Helen said, looking surprised. Me neither, Susie added. She must have had it inside her coat. It likes to sleep like that. Well, Frida, you stay out of the bathtub when folks want to take showers, Granny commanded. Yes, Frida, please, Ellie Mae agreed. Miss Hathaway, it is my landlord, Miss Jane whispered, her eyes wide with panic. Quick, everybody hide. Where? Where else? Granny asked, looking around the tiny room. Miss Hathaway. A voice bellowed from the hallway. Coming. Miss Jane replied. Mr. Finney, I am glad you are here. I have a complaint. So am I. The landlord grumbled. I heard a lot of voices in here. You most certainly did, Miss Jane agreed. It was the television set. You have not got a television set, the landlord observed, looking skeptical. Well, that is my complaint, Miss Jane replied quickly. The walls here are so thin that the set next door sounds as though it is right in this room. I do not hear anything, the landlord said, listening closely. Of course not, Miss Jane said. I made them turn it off. I believe I will take a look in there. Oh, good, good, the landlord said. I hope you brought your tools. There is at least half a day work in there. What? Yes, the faucet leaks. The tub is stopped up. The shower does not work. The paint is peeling, and you have got to replace that worn flooring. It is dangerous. Well, I will tell you what I will do, the landlord said. I am doing apartment 16 right now, but I will put you right at the top of the list. Mr. Finney, that is another thing, Miss Jane said, her frustration mounting. The neighborhood children peer in at me all the time. Go away, you naughty child. Go on, go on. No, I did not get a very good look. But that has got to be the ugliest kid I ever saw. Well, Mr. Finney, the situation is becoming quite intolerable. Ugly children, faulty plumbing, thin walls. What was that? The landlord asked, startled by a noise. I am glad you were here to see that with your own eyes, Mr. Finney, Miss Jane said, gesturing toward the bathroom. Oh, I was not, the landlord muttered. What did I see? Well, unless prompt action is taken, I shall be forced to call the Department of Health and Sanitation about the mice in this building. That was a mouse. The landlord asked, his voice trembling. Oh, what else? I never saw a mouse look like that. Perhaps it was something worse, Miss Jane said. I had better call the Board of Health. No, that is okay, the landlord said, wiping his brow. It was a mouse. Well, Mr. Finney, what do you intend doing about it? Well, I have got a cat, the landlord said. Now, it would not stand a chance against a thing like that. Goodbye, Mr. Finney, Miss Jane said, closing the door firmly. Excuse me, is Biddles almost ready? Jethro asked as he entered the room. Biddles? Well, yes, food, as we say in Japanese, lunch, Amiko explained.
Oh, yes.
Anything special you would like? Well, I am not going to ask for no more of those karate chops, Jethro said, his voice subdued. I know you get uptight about that, but there is something else I heard of that I would like to try. What is it? Amiko asked. Judo roll, Jethro replied, his eyes lighting up. You want a judo roll? I sure do, Jethro insisted. You see, I am an international playboy, and I rocks the experiment. Please do not ask for a judo roll, Amiko said, her voice strained. But that is what I want, Jethro persisted. Heck fire. I thought you folks were obliging. That is wrong, son, Jed said, walking into the room. A judo roll is not for ordinary persons. But I am not ordinary, Jethro protested. I want to try everything. Now, come on. Let me have it.
Ah.
What happened to you this time, boy? Jed asked, helping Jethro to his feet. I'll tell you something, Uncle Jed, Jethro wheezed. Those Japanese are real polite. If you ask for some of those special bittles, then they beat the tar out of you. More visits from the landlord, girls? Granny asked, peering into the room. No, you scared him away for a while, Miss Jane replied. Helen, what in the world?